Good morning, beautiful people. It's your favorite YouTube and podcaster here, TinaRenea. Welcome to another video. So there is a story in the Bible that talks about how the Lord tells Moses to send up the headmen to go and explore and spy out the land that he was planning to give them. Now, it's important that you understand that the Lord told Moses to send out the headmen, the leaders, the ones in charge. He did that because a lot of you guys are leaders in your family, leaders in your church, leaders in your schools, leaders in your communities. He wants you guys to know that when you're in that leadership role, when you're the one that has all eyes on you, people are looking at you to set the example. So when you set the example, you set it high. You're going to be the one to break many generational curses off of your family just by the way that you moving in this season. Pay attention to the example that you are setting for your family and your friends and those that look up to you. It says that when the head man went out to spy out the land, flowing with milk, was flowing with honey, had big grapes. In other words, where the Lord is taking you, it's some place that you could have never even imagined. It's flowing with wealth. It's flowing with prosperity. It's flowing with peace, joy, and happiness. The men came back and many of them gave a negative report. And they said, yeah, even though it is flowing with milk and honey, there's giants in the land. We were like grasshoppers in their sight. Grasshoppers in their sight? First of all, if they're spies and they're undercover and no one is supposed to see them, how in the world are they like grasshoppers in their sight? In other words, stop downing yourself. You don't know what people think about you. 9 times out of 10, you're in a position where God has you hidden. The enemy can't even see you. You're in that land like a spy. Most people are just overlooking you anyway because they don't see your value, and the Lord has it that way so that you can go in and see what it's like so that when you get there, you already know how to move like a boss. Stop letting people scare you and run you out of where you know God told you to be. So as I'm starting to dig deeper into my word, the Lord started putting my eyes on the actual giants that were in the land. And he said, look them up. So I get out my dictionary, I get out my Strong's Concordance, and I just start doing my own research. Some of the giants that were in the land were the Hittites, the Jebusites, and the Amorites. So when I looked up the word Hittites, it said one who is broken, or one who fears. So as you are planning to possess this land, one of the giants that you may have to come up against is the giant of being broken, the giant of being fearful, the giant of feeling like you're not enough. When the Lord is saying you have everything in you that you need to possess this land, knock that giant out the way and go forth in what I told you to do. The Jebusites, when I looked up the word Jebusites, to trample down underfoot, trodden underfoot. Some of you may be facing a giant of feeling like you get walked over, like you get trampled underfoot, like the devil got his foot on your neck when the Lord has sent you here to have dominion. Take your position, put your foot on the enemy, and stop letting people walk all over you. You're not no doormat. Stand up and let that Lion of Judah rise within you. I looked up the word Amorites. Amorites means bitter, a rebel, a babbler. Many of you may be facing a giant of bitterness. You cannot be bitter in this season. You cannot let bitterness take root and allow you to form any ungodly soul ties and break free from bitterness. Let it go. Let it go. You walking around being bitter and being hateful toward people that ain't even thinking about you. These people sleeping good in their bed at night. They are not thinking about you. All they're doing is stealing your joy and robbing you of your peace and happiness. That's why the devil tries so hard to cause you to be offended to where you get bitter. Let that mess go. You got to be as light as you can in this season because you got to hear from God. God has to give you instructions on how to possess this land that he's telling you belongs to you. A rebel. Have you been a rebel all your life? Have you always been going against the grain? Have you always been doing the opposite of what people tell you to do? In this season, God is saying, let the rebelness go. Humble yourself. The more you humble yourself, the more your pathway is going to be lightened for you. We don't have time for no rebel spirits right now. Babbler, are you talking too much? Are you running your mouth too much? Are you in the company of people who all they do is just blab and just talk and just run off at the mouth? You ain't got time to be letting nobody poison your soul in this season. You need to make sure that place is not contaminated. When you think of your soul, you need to think of your soul as the place where the Lord comes to meet you at. That's the place where the Lord comes to meet you and greet you and talk to you and give you downloads and give you the things that you need to survive on this journey. Even though those men came back with a negative report about all of the giants they saw in the land, there were two individuals, Caleb and Joshua. And when they heard the other leaders talking about how big the giants were and how they should just retreat and fall back, Caleb and Joshua was like, psh. They shushed the crowd. Hey, man, I don't know what they talking about. They talking that foolishness, man. Let's go. We can do this. We about to pull a kick dough. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so ghetto. I'm sorry. I told y'all I was country, but hey, my UGK fans, y'all know exactly what time it is. But nah, for real, Caleb and Joshua was like, hey, we can take them. We can take them. And I'm telling y'all the same thing. We can take them. I don't know what you heard. I don't know what they told you about the royal family, because that's what y'all are. I don't know what they told them about y'all. But we the generation that the Lord has sent. We that Joshua generation. That generation that's coming for everything that our grandparents left behind. That generation that's coming to break down all the barriers and break down all the stipulations and take back everything that the devil took from us and from our family. Yeah, we that Joshua generation, all right? Do a little study on the word Joshua. You'll see that Joshua is also a word for Jesus. We that Jesus generation, baby, and we coming for everything that belongs to us. Ain't gonna be no stone left unturned. And even right now, I hear the Lord saying, Joshua's and Caleb, rise up. For those who may be new to this whole Christian walk, when I say possess the land, I'm telling you that the Lord is saying the gift that he placed on the inside of you, it's time for you to take that thing and it's time for you to dominate in the area that he's telling you to dominate in. If you're a baker, it's time to dominate in the world of bakery. If you're a content creator, dominate in the world of content creating. If you're a preacher, it's time for you to preach them doggone walls down. It's time for you to take over your city, because after you take over your city, you're going to take over the world. Go forth in what God told you to do. You are the leaders. You are the one that the Lord has already sent to spy out the land. You know exactly where he's telling you that you're supposed to tread and put your foot on the enemy's neck. So I dare you on today. I dare you on this morning to get up out your bed and start moving in your purpose. You know what it is. You know what God has told you to do. Now get to it. It is very, 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 very important that you are aware of those individuals with you. There was many people that went up to spy out the land, but as you can see, many of them, the majority of them, did not have the same faith and the same confidence that Caleb and Joshua had. And in this season, you can't have people with you that don't see like you see. They don't have the vision like you have. You can't have people with you that's scared in this season. Do y'all understand what we are up against? Do you understand how important it is that you go all in this season and you cannot be afraid? The enemy ain't playing, y'all. He ain't playing, and it is real out here in these streets. You got to go all in and you can't look back. If you got some scared ones, leave them jokers on the porch, because we got to run with the big dogs in this season. You got to pull out them big guns in this season, because the enemy ain't playing. But guess what? We ain't playing either. And we cocked and ready, and we ready to go. You can't have individuals with you that's going to suck the life and the dream and the vision out of you. You need individuals that are going to feed your spirit, that are going to motivate you, that are going to continue to push you to go forward into all the things that the Lord has called you to do. Somebody that's going to feed and stir up that gift that's on the inside of you. That gift that's on the inside of you, you got to keep working that thing. You got to keep working that thing, and you got to go forward. You got to go forward knowing that you got a whole kingdom backing you. Shawty, you got a whole kingdom behind you. You got a whole kingdom riding with you and rooting you on. Go forth in what God has told you to do. Possess that land. It's yours. It's yours. is yours. And when you walk into that meeting, you walk before the board, when you walk in for that job interview, or when you go into your boss's office and ask for that promotion, they don't gotta know what you smiling about. You walk in there with your head held high, but in your mind, you're like, let's go, Dad. We got this. Let's take this land. Let's show them what you put on the inside of me. And the Lord is saying, you better put your foot off in that purpose. You better put your foot off in it, and you better do it like ain't nobody ever did it before. And I hope this has encouraged you guys on today. Let me go ahead and get ready to make breakfast for my kids. And until next time, you guys be blessed.